It's Alexis Hasselberger, time management and productivity coach. Let me ask you a question. This time of year, kind of the end of the year, the last few weeks of December, are they a little bit slower at your workplace and in your job than other times of the year? Lots of people are out of town. Maybe we're doing performance reviews. Not a lot of deals are being made. It tends to be just like a little bit of a slower time for a lot of us. And it can be a little bit of a breath of fresh air, but sometimes we don't really use it as intentionally as we could to set ourselves up for when things are going to get busy again, which we know is coming soon, right? Work is always kind of an ebb and a flow. And for a lot of us, these slower periods, yes, we can breathe a little bit more, but we're not doing things intentionally to set ourselves up for good later. So if you were thinking, how can I use these couple of weeks when I have a little bit less of a workload, lots of people are out of town, how can I use that to set myself up for later? I want to share with you a few things that you can do. So one of them is that you can purge and declutter. So clean off your desk, remove paper, unsubscribe from all of those marketing emails. Just get yourself into a place where there is a little bit less physical and digital clutter so that you have less to wade through when things get busy again. Now, another thing that you can do is to organize things. So if you have got, files all over the place, if you've got paper all over the place, if your email is a total mess, this would be a great time to focus on some of that organizational work that just tends to fall to the very bottom of the pile during busier times. So things like setting up filters in your email, things like scanning all of that paper that's laying around or just shredding it if you don't need it, right? So organize that stuff. Now, you can also start to tackle some backlog things during this time. So, for instance, now might be a fantastic time to get to inbox zero. And again, we don't get there by reading every single email. We just archive everything before a certain date. So, start there, right? You could also tackle all of that stuff, which I don't have a great name for, but I'm going to call all of the things that are not that important, but do need to be done at some point, right? So, it's the stuff that always falls to the bottom because it's neither important nor urgent, but it does need to be done at some point or there will be consequences. So maybe it's things like making sure that your medical expenses or claims have been sent out before the end of the year, things like that. Now, another thing you can do is spend some time reflecting on specifically what types of things were happening during the busy times when it just felt crazy all the time. What kind of systems were setting you up for success, and what things were just missing and made it so that it was a lot harder for you to actually get things done. So spend some time reflecting on, what works, what doesn't. Maybe you could do a round of keep, start, stop. So what do I want to keep doing? What do I want to start doing? And what do I want to stop doing, right? So spend a little time in reflection. Another thing you can do just to tag on to reflection is to set some goals. For most people that I work with, one of the singular complaints that comes out all of the time is I don't have any time for strategic thinking, right? I am always fighting fires. I'm doing what's right in front of me, and it is very hard to find time for strategic thinking. Well, during the slower times, we have a little bit more of that time. So take advantage of it. Use it for strategic thinking. Set some goals for yourself for the next quarter or the next year. Think about making them realistic, achievable, and making sure that you have next action steps. And then finally, use this time to relax. We don't have to be productive and busy all of the time. We don't have to make work for ourselves when there is none. If you have a little bit more ease in your life during this period of time, think about using that to relax. Take more breaks. Take off a little bit earlier. Take the time because you know that the busy times are coming again. And if you're feeling guilty, like, well, no, I'm supposed to work a 40-hour week. I can't, knock off an hour early this week. Think about all of the times that you worked way more than 40 hours, right? Make sure that we're having a little bit of give and take there, but use this time to relax, right? Get more sleep, take some breaks and relax. So I hope that this video sets you up for success in using this a little bit slower time if you have this available to you so that you can set yourself up for when things ramp up again in a very short time. Now, if you like content like this, make sure to subscribe.
Like she said, make sure to subscribe. As you can see, only 17.3% of the people that watch our videos are actually subscribed. So it'd be a big help if you subscribed.